Former counselor to President Trump, Kellyanne Conway, is reportedly getting a divorce from her husband, George Conway. This is a report from Page 6. I actually want to read the exact words in this report. They're the first ones to report it. This is what they say. DC's weirdest marriage is over. Page 6 hears that Kellyanne Conway, the longtime advisor to former President Donald Trump, and George Conway, the longtime tormentor of President Trump, have decided to divorce after 22 years of marriage. Beltway insiders tell us they've both lawyered up and that the two sides are hashing out the details of the split. During the 2016 elections, Kellyanne served first as a campaign advisor to candidate Trump, then as his campaign manager, while her husband co-founded the Lincoln Project with the express purpose of keeping Trump out of the White House. After the inauguration, she became the senior counselor to the president, while George continued to lambast Trump at every opportunity on social media. In 2022, Vanity Fair wrote that one of the greatest mysteries of the 21st century is the marriage of Kellyanne Conway and her husband George, specifically if they hate each other as much as their public commentary would suggest, or if the whole thing is some kind of three-dimensional chess designed to further their own interests. Page 6 says the mystery appears to be solved. The pair wed in 2001 and share 4 children, but their political differences during the Trump administration took a toll on their relationship. In her 2022 memoir, Here's the Deal, Kellyanne said that she considered George's steady barrage of criticism of the then president a betrayal of their marriage, calling it cheating by tweeting. Okay. After this news broke, President Trump over on Truth Social posted about it, and this is what he said. He said, "Congratulations to Kellyanne Conway on her divorce from her wacko husband, Mr. Kellyanne Conway. Free at last, she has finally gotten rid of the disgusting albatross around her neck. She is a great person and will now be free to lead the kind of life she deserves, and it will be a great life without the extremely unattractive loser by her side." I have a couple of thoughts about this. First of all, Trump is always funny, and it's funny in a way, it's almost funny. I want to laugh at it, but I can't. Here's the thing. I don't think that we should be celebrating anybody's divorce. I refuse, actually, to celebrate anybody's divorce because even though George Conway is obviously toxic, he's extremely disrespectful. If Kellyanne says she felt like he betrayed their marriage, I'm not here to argue with that. I think from the outside, we can all say that was extremely disrespectful and we were unsure. I was unsure of how a marriage could survive that. Maybe it didn't. However, I'm not going to celebrate it because divorce is a tragedy. Divorce is extremely painful. Divorce is extremely damaging. And one of the things that Trump missed in his statement is it's not just a relationship between George Conway and Kellyanne Conway that she is now free at last. There are 4 children involved. 4 children who will now grow up the rest of their lives, even though they're adolescents and young adults, they will now be products of a broken home, of a broken family. And that is just, it's sad. That's extremely sad. That it breaks my heart in a way. In fact, at the risk of sounding preachy here, it's always easy to pass commentary on other people's relationships, but they aired their dirty laundry in public, so here's my opinion on it. This could have been avoided. This could have been avoided because there were a lot of couples in this country, Kellyanne Conway and her husband George were not alone in this, that were divided over politics. And that divide became more significant in 2015 and 2016 as the political divide in our country ramped up, right? We probably all know some couple who falls into this. But a lot of couples are able to put those differences aside because of the covenant that they have entered into in marriage. When you work in politics, it's not easy to put that aside. I understand that. Kellyanne Conway, George Conway, both worked in politics. But if it puts your marriage at risk, your career and your legacy and your service to our nation, which is, I'm sure, how Kellyanne views her work, perhaps how George views his work as well. If it puts your marriage at risk, then you quit politics. You put your family first. You put your spouse first. You put your children first. You don't allow it to get to this point where you've put your career, your legacy, I don't know if it's about money for them, if it's about passion about what they do, about power. I don't know their motivations, whatever. I'm not trying to assign nefarious motives to them, except maybe George. But if it becomes clear that this is actually going to irrevocably damage your marriage, you quit politics and you fix it. You put your family first. I will never celebrate this divorce, no matter how toxic George may be. It breaks my heart. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.